Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode number 1. This is the pilot for the Average Nerd podcast. I am your host, Cliff. This is my buddy over here, Will.
Hello.
So, yeah, this came into fruition. I can't believe it. It's amazing.
We're up and running.
Yeah.
It's Mike and Camera Areno City.
Yeah. I'm hoping it all looks good, and hopefully we can do some more of this. So, let me give you a little history on my thinking about this podcast. All right. So, you and me, we're kids of the '90s, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Safe to say.
I mean, and you kind of hate to say it a little bit. That makes us millennials.
Well, I mean, it's fun.
What? I mean, but you know, we grew up together in the '90s. We grew up with MTV and video games when they first started popping up.
Well, that's like the length and breadth of my knowledge about video games. So we're gonna be talking about all these PS4s and Xbox Ones, and that's
I mean,
I'm gonna go back to N64 every time.
N64,
just FYI,
NES,
just FYI for everybody.
But I mean, that's really where this came from. We're both play miniature war games.
Yes.
Right. We started off playing, video games, stuff like that. Like I remember playing the Atari 2600.
Yep.
Because my sister had one.
I remember playing Duck Hunt on Nintendo at Daryl's house.
Yeah. A game that he had that I remember very, very vividly was Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yeah.
And he was the only one who had that, and we played it over his house all the time.
That's right.
In his den area, in the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean that's really where this is all coming from.
Right.
I love gaming. I love being a kid of the '90s. This is what's become of it. Hopefully, our viewers will be able to, be in with it with us.
Well, I mean, they're not going to watch it just to hate on us, right? I mean,
I hope not.
That never happens on the internet.
Oh
right?
No, the
never.
internet. It's like Candyland.
Yeah, that's right.
There's Care Bears and My Little Ponies running around.
Yeah, everybody's really helpful, and they don't want to see you fail at all.
No, not at all. We won't get any hate comments.
No.
But what we do have is bevs.
Oh yeah,
I enjoy bevs.
Cheers to that. Easy, buddy. Watch the equipment.
So, startup cost for a podcast is not that much.
Right.
With this kind of setup. Right now we're doing it in my garage, in the corner of my garage, and you can see I've got some shelves set up.
If by that you mean outer space.
But yeah, I got some minis set up. I haven't completely set up everything yet, but
yeah, we'll get those painted eventually. Don't worry.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got to play with painted miniatures on this channel, I think.
Yeah. I mean, but people can appreciate the fact that we have everyday lives. We have families, jobs, children, dogs. There's a dog laying in front of me right now. He's asleep.
That all sounds pretty unimportant compared to painting miniatures. But
I know.
But I mean, I get what you're saying, but it also doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I know. Remember back when we were teenagers and we used to just buy up miniatures and play all night long in my other garage at my parents' house?
Yeah, I do. That was way more fun than getting laid, just so you all know.
It was because we had never experienced getting laid.
Yeah, well, it's just a nebulous idea out there, whatever.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
We had no concept of it. Of course, pulled on the pudding a lot, but that was the extent.
I mean, well, you're not wrong, but I think we're getting a little off track here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
but shout out to my mother, because she is amazing. She's the one who built all of our tables that we used and all the terrain. And
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to do a
like that.
terrain showcase.
Yeah, I mean, I have most of it still.
Yeah, well, we had the city fight board.
Yeah.
We had the trench warfare board.
Yeah.
What else? The like Imperial Town.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, just like a grassy plains kind of area with a bunch
Mhm.
of trees and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very fond memories. And,
Oh, absolutely.
So, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about the game Warhammer
Yes.
and Warhammer 40,000.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Well, to Warhammer Fantasy anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's still played. 8th edition still played.
Well,
we played some the other
I
day.
mean, well, we did, but like barely. Well, now they have that Ninth Age thing out, which
Yeah.
we haven't play tested yet.
Age
I'm
of
sure we
Sigmar.
will get it up there. And Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Age of Scubmar.
Scumar. You just don't like it, do you?
You know what? To be fair, I haven't given it a chance, but you know, why? It's just why.
It was to attract a younger audience, and you know, you didn't need too much to play with, and it was fun and new and exciting.
Yeah, but why throw all the tactics out the window and make it just a clusterfuck?
I mean,
why
I
not
can
make
agree
it like
with that.
40K?
I can agree with that. It
If
did
you wanna
become like
simplify
40K.
Well, I know, and definitely like the new edition of 40K, which I've been reading up on, and we'll get some battle reports up on shortly. Just with the you know, the damage models having different stat lines and things like that. That's a new thing for Warhammer.
Yeah, which I mean, I kind of like it. It makes sense. The more damage you take, the more sluggish, say, a dragon's going to be.
Sure. But just the unstructured, uncomped, you know, free-for-all nature of it doesn't really appeal to me personally.
Yeah. Block ranking, you know, infantry is more your style.
Well, the whole thing with Warhammer was simulating, you know, a historical battle while using, you know, cannons and demons and cannons against demons generally.
I remember a story. Okay, I didn't witness this at the time, but you had told me this story. You were playing against Ben Walls. Very good
Oh,
Ben
yeah. I think
And
I
you
know
were
what you're
using
talking about.
Empire, right? And you was using High Elves at the time.
Yes.
You set up your armies all nice and pretty, like getting ready to battle. How many points was that? Do you remember?
Probably 2,000.
Probably in the 2,000 range. So
this is back in 5th edition, I think.
yeah. So
Yeah.
early 2000s,
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's 2003, 4, 5.
something like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
You shot a cannon at his general on a dragon because you had the first turn. And
That's
that was
correct.
Your very first thing you did.
Yep.
Killed his general on a dragon.
Yes.
His entire army had to take panic tests because of the way they were set up.
Well, but back in those days, it was, if I recall, it was if your general was killed, your entire army had to take a panic test.
Oh, see, I don't remember that rule.
I'm fairly certain that was the case in 5th edition.
And he failed all of them.
It was at least like 75%, and he was just like, well, I guess we should probably play a different game or restart or something.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And that's just one of those stories that just stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it just see, and another thing too is like we used to play so that we all were involved because it's you, me,
Mhm.
there's Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
Ben,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
and at times what was his name? Craig Foster.
And Michael.
Oh, Faffy Duck.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in a long time. But anyway, we used to try to make it so that we would all play.
You know when you say it, sorry to interrupt you, but you know when you say it that way, viewers who aren't familiar with us are going to think you're like referencing like, it sounds like some kind of kid's show. Fappy Duck in the Bucket Brigade. I don't know.
Sorry, Michael Pfaffenhauser.
Yes, that's the guy. I mean that's rough.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I wouldn't want that name.
I mean, it was
Anyway.
just a nickname. Anyway,
Yeah.
we used to try to all play together so we could all experience the fun. So we used to have these massive battles,
That's true. Yeah.
and the time that took up was just enormous. to get it all the way done, it would take like a weekend.
Yeah, from
And
time
usually,
to time.
Usually we just play it in a night and get through like 2 turns, and it would be like, all right, well.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember going to that tournament at Spirit Comics
in the basement?
Yeah, that was
I didn't
our
even
only,
play.
one and only tournament experience when we were
One.
younger. Yeah, that was that was just disgusting. That was the most like out of control thing ever.
Yeah,
I remember
I mean,
because I played that Space Marine, not Salamanders. Jeez, what was it? Dark Angels player, and he had something like 3 squads of Devastators and plasma cannons or some.
Well, that takes up all his
some
heavy
BS
support
like that.
choices.
Yeah. But he was essentially like, well, listen, we've got like a coalition of Space Marines here. I was playing my Black Templars at the time.
Right.
And look, do you just want to join? And I was like, okay. And then it was like 12 Space Marine players in this coalition. It just didn't make sense to me. It was like what was it, like a campaign map that we were
Yeah,
playing
it was
on?
supposed to be, and it was
Yeah.
supposed to run on multiple like weekends or whatever. But we
Mhm.
only made the first one, and then other crap came up. I didn't even get to play. I never played that.
You never played any games?
Never played.
I remember we set up, and he was basically like, look, I'm good. Even if you win, you've got all these guys coming at you. And I was like, really? Okay, well.
That sounds really dirty, like a dirty way to play.
I think it was just, the problem was the way it was run.
Yeah.
And then the tournament that I ended up going to last year was awesome.
Yeah, Shorehammer.
Yeah, big shout out to Pimpcron Shorehammer, if he ever sees this, which I don't know. I might mention this to him. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And before that, I'd watched a lot of YouTube videos on Warhammer and Warhammer 40K, and always wanted to kind of get into the tournament scene. But
Yeah.
you know, of course, that around here that's kind of tough to do.
Yeah, really tough. We're in Delaware, by the way.
Yes.
If you don't know where Delaware is, it's the second smallest state. However,
Correct.
it is the first state.
Correct.
So we're not very big.
No, and where we are, there's not a lot of wargaming or hobbies like that in general. I mean, even the comic book stores are,
They're few
they
and
pop
far
up
between.
and pop down, pop up, pop down,
Yeah.
go out of business, whatever.
But Shorehammer was in Ocean City, right?
That's correct, and that is a gaming group that is based, I think, out of drawing a blank on there, but somewhere in southern Maryland,
Okay.
Eastern Shore.
Right.
Is where those guys are based out of. It's not Ocean City, but it's near there.
Okay.
And a friend of mine who's in the Air Force, actually deployed right now, turned me on to that. He was playing at Born to Game
Okay.
in Camden.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, you play Warhammer, we should go to this tournament. And I was like, I always wanted
yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
So I got my 1250 Tau army together,
Ooh.
painted them in under a week.
Now the great thing about this tournament is you were telling me, and I was actually reading up on it, was you can only take one of every unit type.
I
You
mean,
can't take multiples.
That is correct, but great. I don't know.
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
That way you can't spam a unit type.
That's true. I found it, in my own personal experience, to be maybe a little biased against the Tau.
Yeah.
Because the representation there was Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, and Chaos Demons. And a Chaos Demon player did win the tournament.
Yeah.
By a lot. But I had a great time. The best thing about that tournament, the tournament itself was fun, but the whole Pivcron wants to turn it into a convention.
Yeah.
That's his goal, and he's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He was awesome, buzzing around all the tables, making rules, judgments, and everything.
Okay.
His wife took a million pictures while she still had her newborn baby strapped to her back.
Jesus.
Yeah. She was great too. Just the atmosphere there, and the guys that were there, and the girls, which there were a few of.
See, yeah, that's pretty cool because in our experience, not too many, female play.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I mean, maybe that's something we can talk about another day.
Yeah.
But at any rate, just the people there were awesome. I had a great time. I met a lot of awesome people. I can't wait to see them again this year. But yeah, it was a fun experience. I mean, I won 2 out of 3 games, so I can't really complain too much.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And you actually got to play.
I did.
Like me.
Yeah, sorry, man.
That's all good. The experience is what counted for me. You know, even if it wasn't a musty basement setting.
Yeah, they had some beautiful table setups there. I know that they spent the weeks leading up to it just painting terrain furiously to try and make. I think they had to make like 25 tables worth of terrain.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a 50-person tournament, and they hit the cap last year, I believe. And this year, I think there's only a few spots left. Actually, I'm gonna get my ticket.
Yeah, you're gonna need to do that. I actually took off for that.
Well, I thought you were gonna be going on a trip or something.
Yeah, a couple days after we're going.
Mhm.
Going to Disney World
Mhm.
with the fam. So I'd like to attend, but we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Well, you know, it'd be cool to have you even if you didn't play in the
Oh, yeah.
Highlander tournament.
I mean, they've got some other stuff going on there too, which like dabble in.
They do, and
Yeah.
I'd love to see. I'm going to ask people this year if there's any Ninth Age or Old Hammer, Warhammer 8th Edition players there. If they'd be more interested in setting up a tournament for that rather than Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, I mean, there might be a little side area for that.
Well, I know there's tables set up for open gaming, so anybody you can play whatever you want over there.
Oh yeah.
And we we went down to the hotel bar that night and sang karaoke until they closed.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Did you play any bolt thrower?
What's that? No, I didn't sing any bolt thrower. Yeah, no. Kept it more the standards. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I've done some karaoke.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Dude, yeah, I love karaoke. I'll go anytime.
You gotta get pretty dabbed up for it. At least I do.
Get what?
At least I do.
Get dabbed up? Is that what you
No,
said?
dabbed up.
Oh, I thought you said dabbed up. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
damn, dude,
yeah,
damn,
dab it
damn,
up,
Cam
man.
Newton. All right, okay, all right. Yeah. Oh no, we got a little wild, but it was cool. Mostly, there were a couple guys from Shorehammer hanging out down there, but there was like there were a couple other conventions in town then, and staying in our same hotel.
Yeah.
One of them, it's so fun. One of them was actually a cheerleading competition.
Oh, nice.
So, and it was like, let me preface this by saying, it was the mothers of 13 to 14-year-old girls.
Okay.
Let's throw that out there.
That sounds a little better.
So they were going buck wild down there because they all looked like they were recently divorced.
Ooh.
Had those, let me see a manager haircuts. And they were
sure.
finally like, all right, we got a weekend to let our hair down, type of deal. Oh,
We
God.
all know those people.
Yeah, there was a lot going on down there.
That's funny.
It was amazing.
And they were all hanging out singing karaoke too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they were.
Too bad you couldn't be like, hey ladies, you want to play some Warhammer?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they love that, right?
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to going back. I'd imagine we'll get some battle reports for some 40K
Yeah.
new edition up soon.
I'd like to try it out.
Let's try it out, learn the rules.
I downloaded the rules. I really haven't looked down too much. I mean, it's a lot of it's self-explanatory, and
Yeah.
a lot of it's. I don't know if dumbed down is the proper terminology for it, but it just makes it easier to play. Which I applaud GW for doing something like that, making it so that kids these days are able to jump in and experience something like that.
Well, I get that. I mean, but you also want to have that deeper level, the tactical layer involved.
And I hear it's there. It's there. You just gotta delve deeper.
Well, I had time recently to really delve into the rules for it. I'm going to purchase the rule books associated,
Yeah.
and
It's great because not only are they just selling separate army codices.
Mhm.
There's what are they called, compendiums? So it's
Right. So
Imperial
you
Compendium
have
1 and
something to
2.
play with.
Yeah.
Right away.
all the stuff that you already have, you're able to use.
Right.
And it's all right there referenced.
So
And they don't cost a whole lot. I think they're like 20,
25, I think. Yeah, something
which
like
is
that.
you know, an army book these days costs like $50.
Well, yeah, all the hardcover ones from the last edition did. Yeah.
It's I can't do it. Actually, it's 50 plus. I've seen a couple go for like 60. I'm just like, I can't do that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. You know, it's looking like I'm going to bring Tao again. I bought some more battle suits, and we'll maybe get up an assembly and painting video.
Yeah, that would be interesting to do. That'd be really fun.
A tactica discussion, maybe.
Yeah.
But, you know, you have the Chaos Space Marines as a possibility. Their codex just came out.
Yeah, you might want to check that out.
Yeah.
Use whatever I got.
Well, remember, I have all those Nurgle Marines. I mean, we just have to.
And then I did an army based on kind of an Imperial kind of deal.
Yeah, right. With the cultists.
Yeah, cultists. It was the second to latest 40K. You know, box game. So
right.
It came with, you know, obviously Space Marines.
Right.
And some chaosy stuff. And there were cultists. Those really cool chosen looking dudes. You know, I painted them up all ghostly and ethereal like, and bought a box of Chaos Space Marines, and I had some skull plastics, like skeletons lying around, so I took the skulls off of that, made some, looks like floating skulls, and they got flames coming off of them, so.
Was that the, from the Tomb Kings?
Yeah, a lot of those are from that. And, you know, just rummage around my Bix box to see what I can find.
Sure.
You know, I love converting miniatures. Converting and painting miniatures.
He's the man for that.
I probably enjoy doing that more than playing.
Right. So yeah, I'm definitely the opposite. Like I said, last year, I mean, you know, going into this tournament, I was like, man, this is the first real tournament I've entered. I don't want an unpainted army.
Yeah.
So I just had.
We're gonna work on that.
Well, yeah. December. Well, I mean, my Tau are all painted.
Yeah.
Unless I, you know, assemble those new battle suits, those need to be painted up. But I picked a color scheme that was easy.
Yeah.
Looked pretty good, and was just quick and not a.
So it was like a dark green, a brown, and like a snowy kind of accent.
Yeah. So what I did was I did a black base coat and then painted the whole model green, and then added a brown stripe, kind of just a basic camouflage pattern, and just like not maybe a
flecked.
What's that?
You did fleck the white on?
Well, essentially, it was not quite a dry brush. It was a little bit wetter than that, just to give it a almost looks like driven snow. Yeah. So I wanted to go for a forest snow camouflage kind of thing.
Right.
And then just accented the little eyes and the lasers red, and had my sept markings as orange on there.
Kind of makes that stand out a little bit of a pop.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a pop. I do need to base everything.
Yeah, and I've got some, your fake snow stuff.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
So we will definitely work on that, because not only do I love painting and converting, but to me, bases really make the model.
Yeah, it's definitely a cut above everything else.
And when it's all coherent, and then you can have different color schemes going on, but if they have base style, then it just makes it all coherent and all nice and pretty. It's like, this all goes together.
I totally agree. And the thing was seeing so many there were a lot of great painters there. A lot of great generals, but way more great painters than I thought that, it was just every army that was fully painted was immaculate.
Right.
Looked great. The guy that destroyed me had an Ultramarines army, and his guys were awesome. I hope I see him at the tournament again this year. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And whoop his ass, but
obviously
in the tournament. But his whole army was cohesively painted and based, and it was beautiful.
Well, maybe if you get a hold of him, when you go down, and maybe we'll get him on the podcast. Maybe we'll do a showcase.
Oh yeah,
that'd be really cool.
Yeah, probably see a lot of familiar faces there this year, I'm sure. Again, because a lot of those guys were from the same gaming club.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Pimpcron is a blogger for Bell of Lost Souls, by the way. Yeah, he's he's a funny guy.
What a great resource that is.
Yeah.
I have like the page on Facebook, so it pops up on my feed every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love jumping on there and just looking at all the great articles they have.
Right. Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, you know, with us eagerly anticipating Games Workshop releasing things, it's nice to have an aggregate like that can spring all to you.
And you know, another thing is I don't have the funds to buy all new minis.
Well, yeah, nobody does. I mean,
and it's like I got too many minis as it is right now.
You'll see in subsequent videos. We'll do some we should do like a plastic crack video to show all the minis we have here. Because it's a lot.
You know, okay. On one hand, I would like to get rid of some of them. On the other, they're just little treasures.
Yeah, but who would you get rid of?
I don't know. I've got a whole Dark Elf army that I haven't even put together yet.
Yeah, exactly. Put them together. We'll put them together and paint them.
Yeah, I mean, one of these days. One of these days, definitely. But, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've got an entire Imperial Guard army I bought in bulk for a really good price.
Right, yeah. The Boxo Guardsmen.
Oh my god. Such a good deal for that. But most of them are not painted. They're just oh.
I thought they were all basically painted, kind of.
If you call green shirts and terrible skin.
I mean, maybe they just have some kind of problem.
I guess.
Some kind of eczema. We're getting the signal that the dog's making sleepy noises.
Yeah,
he's off camera right there. He's chasing a rabbit in his dreams or something.
Or a squirrel or chicken.
Yeah. Well, you're having chicken issues, right?
Yeah. So my neighbor has a coop of a small coop of chickens.
Right.
And it borders our property. Ooh. And their chickens like to come onto our property sometimes. They don't.
And they never cleared this with you.
I mean, no, they didn't. There's no fence. We've never even.
Really?
We've been here more than a year. And we just haven't talked to them.
Right.
They stay to themselves. We stay to ourselves. But the chickens like to come into our yard. And me, I don't really have a problem with it because, fuck it.
Well,
just chickens. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, I guess.
My wife does, however.
I mean, they crap in your yard.
It's fertilizer.
That's good stuff. You don't need more fertilizer out there.
Yeah. So I had this idea earlier. I want to make a scarecrow kind of deal.
Right.
Stick it out there. But instead of a scarecrow, make it Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Especially because if I was your neighbor and I saw that, I think I would just piss
step
myself
out one
laughing.
morning and
Yeah, that would be amazing. God.
That would be a lot of fun.
Just play a recording of 7 herbs and spices on a never-ending loop out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would stay out of your yard for sure.
You would hope so. Maybe I'll do that one of these days.
Yeah.
Not do a robot. Might take some wood and plywood and carve it out and hand it up. Just stick it out there.
Fair enough.
That'd be really funny, actually.
It would be amazing. I'd be totally down for that, and I would laugh at it a lot.
So, not only do we, play Warhammer and 40K, but we also do some role-playing games.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Between us, we kind of have stuck to the Warhammer fantasy realm with WFRP, but you play in a couple of other groups that play D&D.
I do, yeah. Some of the guys that I played World of Warcraft with, a couple of guys I knew in real life.
Yeah.
We play a couple of D&D games at the moment, on Mondays and Tuesdays, actually. Doing one campaign on Mondays that's actually a I think it was for Pathfinder originally.
Okay.
It's called Way of the Wicked.
Okay.
It's essentially you get to play an evil character,
Ooh.
but there's certain parameters within the game that prevent team killing. So you don't have that disruptive force in the game of everybody trying to undermine everybody else within the group. You're all working more or less towards the same goal, and it's been really fun. It's it's great. Most of our group is just they'll use whatever means at their disposal to get the job done. We only really have one absolute psychopath.
There's always one.
Believe it or not, it's Dave.
Oh my God! No,
Yeah.
I can believe that actually.
Yeah, he plays a half-orc barbarian who got a good idea to conduct a blood ritual
Okay.
to make himself into a wizard or sorcerer or some bullshit like that. Why he thought that would work is beyond me, but now he just has this. It's actually a play-tested archetype for barbarian, which is a bloodbound, I believe it's called.
Okay.
Just Dave is an amazing role player, and he just
He really is. He really brings his characters to life. When he does.
yeah, and he role plays this guy with a British accent. Sounds very proper,
Right.
even though he's this basically Hulk 7+ foot tall, muscle bound looking guy. And he plays him as pretty much an absolutely deranged psychopath. It's amazing.
I love role playing. That's some of my fondest moments is playing WFRP with like you and Kyle and
Yeah,
Andrew and Ben and just
Mm-hmm.
it's so simple to do. Like the mechanic is quite easy.
Yeah,
to
and
pick up on.
the moments you get from role playing, I've described to over the years, just to try it.
Yeah.
Get out there, own up to the fact that it is going to be extremely nerdy, and just throw caution to the wind and
Oh,
really
yeah.
get in the character.
I mean, especially if your everyday life is stressful
Mhm.
and you got a lot of shit going on and you got a little bit of free time. Find a group.
Right.
Find a group and just let loose. You can be somebody else for a time. You know.
Yeah, and it's just those interactions that you make if you're playing with people, guys a little bit. They can really get into it. It can lead to some really memorable moments. That's the other campaign I'm playing in on Tuesdays. It's the same. We have the same DM for both games. This guy named Jansen.
Okay.
I've only met him online, but he's awesome. And he made his own campaign world, which is what we're playing in for that game.
Okay.
And essentially, our group is we're not evil per se, but obsessed with gaining wealth.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
I mean, who's not though?
Well, fair enough, but yeah, we're not the good guys rushing in to save the damsel in distress or to help the village out from the orc horde because it's the right thing to do.
Right.
It's like, all right, well,
You're gonna pay us for our efforts, and we'll see what we can do.
we'll see what we can do.
We want half the
Exactly.
money up front.
And yeah, it's been one thing after another, just like that. All these NPCs that he plays that try to hire us for a quest, we're like, all right, that sounds good, but yeah, we'll take double what
Yeah.
you offered. Like we haggle for the price every time, and he'll just react with disgust every time. We're like, all right, well, if you want it done half-assed, you can hire somebody else.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look at our track record.
I mean, we're pretty good.
That group is just amazing. The evil game is fun, but we've had way more many memorable moments in the other game. We have 4 players, which I think is probably the ideal size for a
Yeah,
group.
like probably 4 to 6, wouldn't you say?
Well, 4 to 6 is definitely the recommended size, but I like 4. We have I'm playing a halfling bard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bards are cool.
Yeah, essentially he's a street urchin that is now trying to scam his way into the nobility by pretending to be the last scion of a noble house that was wiped out.
Okay. I can see that.
And then in the rest of the group we have a shady wheeling and dealing mystic who's essentially like a guy who projects. It's like a guy who is Psylocke from X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got like 4 swords and he slices people up with mind bullets and force sabers. out of his fist.
That sounds amazing.
Yes, he is awesome. That guy's great, and he does a like almost an Arabic accent for him the whole time, and he just plays him as like the most conniving con man ever. So we were partners from the beginning in the story.
Yeah.
And then we in our backstory, I met our monk party member, and he's playing a monk, but the character he's playing is basically a luchador dwarf named Ponderous Hussein.
Ponderous Hussein.
Yes. He's awesome. That's a guy we actually met online, and just he was a pickup into our group, and he's been really cool.
He's been really up there in the role-playing department.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. We had a whole session in one of our bigger cities where he used to be known as the world's most strongest, best fighting, best wrestling dwarf.
Okay.
So we set up a wrestling match for him in the middle of town. We got all the permits. We hired vendors to sell like shitty bread and beer at the event. We sold VIP tickets. We got like some
like meet and greets.
Well, we didn't have that, but we had like a bunch of different undercard fights. We had bum fights. We just hired
homeless people.
We hired 2 homeless people to fight over a side of beef. And we had what else? We had 2 ladies of the evening from I can't remember the name of these now, but we essentially we're like, all right, this is what we're thinking. We went to the madam, like, do you have any girls who would be down for this? And she was like, yes. So that way, there was some foxy boxing on the undercard with them. And yeah, it was just a big hit in town, kind of made us semi-famous. It helped after that we also found the abducted daughter of one of the most preeminent businessmen in town.
Ah, yeah. That always helps. With,
it did.
With wealth.
Right. Oh, and I was going to say the last member of our group is Dave again.
Okay.
And this one he's playing a cleric of Jor. God focused pretty much on revenge.
Ah, okay, that sounds a little.
And he plays it. His character's name is Brother Jesse Jones.
Brother Jesse Jones.
Yes.
Wow.
And he essentially plays him as an extremely aggressive brother of Islam type of guy.
Oh, okay.
And his spirit guardians, which is a spell where a bunch of little, like either angels or demons come out and just like kind of stab your enemies.
Like
little tiny guy, yeah, exactly. He said that his manifested form for his spirit guardians is little brothers wearing suits, coming out and just gadding people.
Wearing suits.
Yes, wearing suits and bow ties and those little like Abu hats.
Wow.
That's not racist. That's what he wore in the movie. All right.
Yeah.
America.
I love him.
Yeah.
I like
exactly. Allah Khadim.
I like him.
Yeah. So that's our group, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So I haven't played any D&D really.
Mm-hmm.
All I've really played is WFRP and Dark Heresy.
Oh yeah.
But I there's a bunch of fond moments that I have with WFRP. One of them is, do you remember who was GMing that? I think it may have been you. I was a Bretonian squire who moved up through the ranks. Anyway,
we're back. We're back with the dog in frame.
Come here, Deez.
He's a good dog. Anyway, yeah, I was a Bretonian noble.
Right.
Questing night, and two of my peasants were squabbling. So I was like, look, you guys take some bows and take some arrows. You walk 100 paces away from each other, and the first one who hits the other is the winner.
That's a very Bretonian noble thing to do.
And it was entertaining, and it solved the problem.
Oh, that was the one where, I had you guys go and fight the Necrarch vampire who was the little girl.
Yes,
that was
so good.
That was not, I can't take too much credit for that. The scenario was my design, but she was a character introduced in the vampire supplement for WFRP.
Yeah.
And, really kind of the most fucked up concept.
It
She was turned into a vampire as a 12-year-old girl. I know they referenced that in Skyrim too. They had
Yeah.
a little girl who was stuck the vampire that was stuck as a little girl forever. But the fact that she was turned by a necrarch in particular,
Yeah.
was kind of weird. And she made all those creations.
Yeah, there's abominations.
Mm-hmm. With like a pixie head on like a little spider body.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
Just it was horrible, but it was really fun to play.
Yeah, definitely.
I wish we could remember some of that so we could just pick up on it.
Oh, yeah. Always can.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a bunch of character sheets laying around here somewhere.
yeah. I actually have a few ideas of my own that I want to run.
Mm-hmm.
So we might do a kind of like a video WFRP thing. We'll post it on the channel.
That would be fantastic. I'm in, as always.
Yeah.
And the D&D group I played with, we ran a WFRP one-shot. Well, that may turn into a campaign. We just ran it on a night when one of the guys couldn't show up, and they loved it, especially the character creation.
Yeah.
They all wanted to roll everything randomly. I think we had a bone picker in the group.
Oh
We
my
had
God, bone pickers.
Yeah.
Charcoal burner.
Yeah, there was no charcoal burner, but there was a bone picker. A couple other, one of those weird professions. They just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah, I mean that's what you gotta do.
Oh, Dave, you guys will meet Dave. Dave was playing a female elf, who he played as a student, and essentially he was playing a slutty, alcoholic college, valley girl.
That sounds like him.
But an elf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, he played her as being chubby, or in his words, thick, with two C's at the end. Thick.
Which for an elf is not very big at all.
Yeah, it's we're talking like 140 pounds.
Yeah. And tall.
Right.
Elves are tall for some reason.
I mean, yeah, that's how it was in the Norse legends, I guess, that Tolkien ripped off.
Yeah, did you really rip them off?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, fine. But didn't everybody at one point rip something else off?
You could make that argument, and I mean, of course, when he brought that into that format, everybody else ripped off him.
Everybody did.
After that, Gary Gygax and the guys who made Warhammer,
But it led to some great things and great games, and that is one of the reasons I'm here, and it makes me very happy to be part of it.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, I figure this is probably a pretty good place to stop.
I think so. Yep.
Look for us on YouTube and Facebook. At this point, The Average Nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Like and subscribe to videos, and we will see you when we see you.
Yep. Get some videos up, get some games up, all that charm.
Yeah. Bat reps and things like that. So.
All right, kids.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.